Still October, barely, but it's October of 2022. Here, nice and early in the morning, it's chilly.
Yeah.
Definitely fall weather. We're down in the mid-40s this morning. We processed all the broilers last weekend, had our workshop, which went great. And we had several folks buying chicken already this week. So I think we've sold through about half of what we had available. But what we needed to do behind them is we needed to get that seeded, right?
Yeah, the pasture.
So you were working on that this week.
Seeded the entire pasture.
And
on my birthday.
On your birthday. So happy birthday, Lori. Here's some work to do.
6 hours of seeding. So I did the winter rye and I did alfalfa. So I spread that and then I laid straw on top of anything that was like bare. So areas that still had some alfalfa growth in it, I didn't put straw on it because it kind of hid the seeds.
Of course, with that, what we have to do behind that is keep water on it. So we're watering it 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And we have the oscillating sprinklers on most of it. We have to hand water.
Hand water a little bit on the edges.
One of the things that we have left over from the spring is we have the basil that's behind us here, which just smells incredible.
Smells so good.
Flowering really well, dropping seeds, and that's just going to basically be a perennial for us, it looks like.
I think so, yeah.
Depending on what happens this winter. The jalapeno bush behind us looks like a Christmas tree ornament.
It does.
Right? With the green and the red. It just
Yeah.
looks like straight up Christmas. And we're trying to figure out what all we're going to do with the jalapenos. You made some of that cowboy candy that we had somebody suggest, right? I forget who it was. Was it Slam Boy?
I think it was Slam Boy.
Yeah, so thanks for that suggestion. That's actually pretty good. With these guys here starting to go to bed, we need to get to the fall beds. And we're just going to take it really, really easy and stick with bulbs.
Yes.
We're working on our fall beds and getting those planted out for the season. Now these beds, we actually had daikon radish growing in it this spring, and we cut that daikon down and left the roots in the ground and also the greens on top. Now one of the things that was really exciting to see here this morning as we were digging is a lot of worm activity. These beds, we've already seen great worm activity, so not too surprising, but they've had plenty to munch on here all summer as we've kept these beds moist and they were ready to plant. The two crops we're growing, the first is a California white garlic. This is the first time we've grown a known variety garlic. This one is a soft neck garlic, which supposedly is the better option for us here in our hot climate. The second one that we're growing is actually an Itoy onion. Ashani, thank you for gifting these onions to us this past spring. We were able to keep them over the summer and get these planted into the beds here for the fall, hopefully ripe into next spring. So I think that's actually a wrap for us as far as planting this fall. This is nice. I might take a nap out here today.
Yeah.
Hi, Rosie. So one of the great parts about fall is the wonderful weather, which is a double-edged sword because then we stay out too late.
Yep.
And have a lot of other things to do. So it was nice of Roger to build another pig enclosure for us.
Yes.
Since we had more pigs than we anticipated this year, we needed to expand that. So he built the same thing basically for us, just 8 feet wide instead of 12.
Mm-hmm.
Had a little bit of a hiccup trying to get it off the trailer. Again.
The strap's not quite long enough.
No, so that back strap's got to be a little longer than 8 feet. One of our turkeys, bottom of the packing order, was getting picked on pretty hard today. It's got a little bit of a limp and got picked on a little too hard, so we had to actually take the small tractor. Luckily it was available. And keep him in that tractor so he can heal up a little bit here.
Yeah.
Only got 3 weeks left on those.
Yeah.
Another part about this time of year is our citrus is finally starting to turn color. That's really exciting, right?
Yeah.
So we have a lot of mandarins and some oranges that are just starting to get a hint of orange in them, which means they are starting to ripen and we're not far away. I'm surprised the chickens behind us are as quiet as they are.
Yeah, they're a little mad at us right now.
Because?
Well, we seeded the pasture and we're not letting them out until it starts taking.
So they're literally cooped up all day. And usually in the middle of the day they are anyway, and at night we coop them up.
Yeah.
So mornings and evenings is really where they're struggling a little bit because they can't get outside like they're used to. But they're also molting, so this will give them a chance to grow their feathers back, just feed, so they get a higher protein mix in there and get those feathers back. Today, having the extra anxiety of that turkey,
being injured?
it was too much. Like everything's putting me over the top, it seems, because just thorough exhaustion. So definitely in December, I'm thinking we've got to take that month off. Like off, completely off. So, I mean, that's my goal. We'll see about that. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established functioning farm here in the Arizona desert and would love to see you on a regular basis. Any questions or comments, those go in the comment section down below. And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That is a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with the link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
So can you.
Hi, Violet.
That's pretty good.
You want my hat? I'm not paying attention. I'm talking to Violet.
okay.
Can I help you? I know, Violet. I know, Violet. You have to transfer it. Right there. Look at that. Works every time.